The election is here! Tonight is the night where you will decide who will be the next Princess of Equestria. Ponies across the kingdom have cast their ballots, and tonight we will learn if it will be Princess Luna or Princess Celestia who will be the next princess. One thing is certain, it will not be Lara. Lara has been disqualified from running for office and had her boating license and Chippendale Rescue Rangers fan club membership revoked after being used by Plank in an attempted coup. A similar event happened with Sweetie Belle, but was much less tragic and more adorably hilarious, as Sweetie Belle was horribly maimed in an attempt to violently overthrow the government. None of that will happen here tonight, though. Tonight's election night, and we're covering the votes as they come in. I'm Joe Stevens, and this is the Equestrian Inquirer Ponycision2012 Election Special. Good evening, Ponyville! It is Ponycision2012, that's right, Ponycision2012, and it's finally the night where Equestria will decide who will be the next princess. The ballots have been cast, and we wait for the results with bated breath. The polls are just now closing, and from Las Pegasus to Manhattan, ponies are casting their ballots for who will lead Equestria. Let's go ahead and show you how this election will be covered here at EQI. As you can see, this is a map of Equestria. Now, here are the voting areas that we will be tracking as results come in. From Manhattan to Las Pegasus and all sectors in between, we'll be commenting on, as these results come in, calling the different sectors. It all builds up to who gets the most votes for Princess of Equestria. Our designated polling pony will be counting ballots and ensuring timely results. Oh! And she has results right now! Thank you, Derpy! These aren't polling results, this is a banana. And it's frozen. Oh well. So, we'll get polling results as they come in, and possibly fresher bananas. We'll also be having live results from the campaigns themselves. Right now we have TechRat standing by at the Luna campaign.
Thanks, Joe. Yes, as you can see, I have resigned myself to reporting here from the Luna camp since Lyra's popularity has dropped significantly in the wake of Plank's recent scandalous activities. Which reminds me, I'd like to apologize for my completely unwarranted conspiracy rant from last week. At the time, I was not aware that the evidence provided to me had been made up by Plank in an attempt to sully Princess Luna's reputation. As to why I was dumb enough to fall for it, frankly, I blame the tinfoil hat. Yeah, I'm almost certain it had some kind of mind control device installed that made me helpless to Plank's suggestions, and also convinced me that I was a wizard for some reason. Had I been aware that Plank had the capability to construct James Bond villain-style brainwashing devices, I would have never put it on. Well, I've learned my lesson. No more donning weird hats that are gifts from wooden sociopaths. And I think Plank has learned his lesson as well, considering he is currently in prison. Had he stopped at planning false stories and been content with simply being the shadowy puppet master behind Lyra's campaign, perhaps he would have gotten away with it. Instead, Plank continued his attempts to sabotage both Luna and Celestia's reputations to further his candidate's rise to power, including planting false orphanage foreclosure documents in Celestia's office, and creating fake pictures of Luna that show her taking candy from foals and kicking handicapped fillies in the face. Plank finally took it too far today, when he was caught going around to all the voting machines and smashing the Luna and Celestia buttons with a hammer. He is now being held without bail in a Ponyville detention center. His cellmate is a rather surly stallion named Bubba, who has a thing for knotholes. Stay tuned as I bring you further updates from Camp Luna. Back to you, Joe.
And we also have LTT Moose standing by at the Celestia campaign headquarters.
Thank you, Joe. I'm here at Celestia HQ in beautiful downtown Canterlot, and the tone here is one of celebration. Perhaps premature, but nobody's letting that dampen their spirits. Every pony who's any pony is in attendance and looking their best, and each and every one of them is confident in Celestia's re-election. Victory top hats and monocles are being passed throughout the crowd, and even a few stylist unicorn ponies are offering victory mustaches. Yes, much like a rock on Scootaloo's Nightmare Night, this one is in the bag. Even the champagne has been uncorked. Oh, yes. Oh my, oh, that is the worst thing I've ever tasted. I I'm sorry, I forgot that ponies subsist almost entirely on a candy-based diet. This is some sort of maple syrup lemon drop abomination. It's... Ugh. I have diabetes now. There it is. Yeah, I'm gonna have one of those unicorns put a Wilford Brimley on me so I can fit the part. Back to you, Joe.
And of course we have Ivan, on the streets and reporting from Cleveland, a battleground location in Equestria, and... Oh. Sorry, we didn't send Ivan to Cleveland. That would be horribly cruel. We sent him to Ponyville.
Is only slightly better what Cleveland, what with Tartarus so close and Pinkie Pie would live here. Ivan talking to voters Ponyville. Much voters voting is good for health. Ivan even make special table for occasion. Sit with table out here, talk ponies what after vote. Ivan say, come and sit at table and tell Ivan who you would vote for. Maybe have cup of coffee. Ivan generous.
Well, Ivan, that sounds nice.
Was nice, till Ivan brother Dmitri break table for what Ivan voting Princess Celestia.
I take it Dmitri is a Luna support.
Da. Ivan brother Dmitri vote Luna. But it's okay, because Ivan take Ivan table and beat Ivan brother Dmitri over head with Ivan table. Break table, but also knock Ivan brother Dmitri unconscious. So now use Ivan unconscious brother Dmitri as table, serve coffee to voters on unconscious Ivan brother Dmitri table, and ask about election. Is good for health.
Thank you, Ivan. You know, that instance where Ivan uses unnecessary violence against his brother has become the nature of this campaign. The choice between Luna and Celestia, and for a briefly insane moment, Lara, has divided the kingdom. Ponies lined up to support whatever princess they felt would best lead the kingdom. Applejack and the entirety of the Apple family stayed loyal to Princess Celestia, citing stability in governance as their chief concern. Pinkie Pie, of course, declared her support for Princess Luna, since a large contingent of the voting population beyond the fourth wall support that candidate, and Pinkie Pie wants to honor their wishes. Not sure what that means exactly. Rarity is a Celestiacrat and has been very critical of what she calls the less-than-fabulous policies and lack of generosity Princess Luna has supported. And we have previously reported that Rainbow Dash is a Luna supporter, but only after failing to earn the Lupublican nomination herself. She still supports what she calls the Rainbow Dash Reponylution, advocating a more awesome government and to legalize hard cider. Even villains have come out in support of one candidate or the other. Discord, advocating change, endorsed Luna. Mojo Jojo endorsed Celestia, advocating the right of the victorious, while Iron Will advocated Luna could yell the kingdom into shape, and a group of Timberwolves howled Celestia's name without really giving an explanation as to why. The race is incredibly tight, and every vote counts, but there are two ponies who have not endorsed a candidate. Fluttershy broke down and cried when we asked her who she was voting for, and Twilight Sparkle remained reluctant to give an endorsement. Twilight and Fluttershy will have to decide tonight, however, as we... Oh, what's that, Derpy? No, I don't want any more, but... No. Oh, we actually have polling results. Okay, and maybe some fresher bananas, too. It looks like the polls are officially all closed, and we have begun sending in numbers. We'll compile the initial results and show them after this brief commercial.
Hands across Equestria, hands across Equestria, hands across Equestria, hands across Equestria, hands across Equestria. I'm Lyra, and I approve this message.
Alright, with 10% of the vote in, we can now take a look at where the numbers are going. So far, the race is tight, with 49% of the votes cast going to Princess Celestia, and 47% of the votes to Princess Luna. The remaining percentage are going to Lyra for some reason, and some are writing in Rainbow Dash as a candidate. Some pony also voted for Cthulhu, and I really pity that pony. The overall results may be tight, but there are areas where one candidate or the other is winning. Right now, EQI can call the city of Canterlot for Princess Celestia. No surprise there. Let's update our map. Okay, so we are declaring Manhattan as well for Celestia. That's Manhattan and Canterlot going to Princess Celestia. No surprise there. Luna made little attempts to gain either city, and these are strident supporters of Celestia. We are also going to call, based on these numbers that we have now, the city of San Palomino for Princess Luna, and both the city and surrounding district of the Appaloosa. Luna, of course, has great support in outlying regions of the kingdom. The races in Las Pegasus and Colorado remain too close to call, and the city of Ponyville is almost dead even. So far, the numbers we have, again, no surprise there. We'll keep track of as they're going. So, let's see what the candidates have to say. Techrat? No surprise! Princess Luna has earned the support of settler ponies pretty much across the map. How is the Luna camp reacting to these numbers?
Yes, ponies are getting really riled up over here at the Luna camp. The excitement is so palpable here that you could cut it with a unicorn horn laser. As the votes continue to be tallied, allow me to take this time to address one of the biggest questions of this campaign. With so many having accepted Celestia's rule for so long, what chance does Luna have of actually winning this election? What exactly is her appeal? Wait, that's two questions. Allow me to address two of the biggest questions of this campaign. What are Luna's chances, and what is Luna's appeal? And what has she promised besides change for the citizens of Equestria? Okay, that's three questions. Alright, you know what? Forget the questions. They don't matter anyway. The point is that, as every pony knows, if you want to run a successful campaign, it's not about what your candidate does right, it's about what the other guy does wrong. And Luna supporters argue that Celestia has done plenty of things wrong. From supporting the repeal of tax cuts for party creators, which Pinky is not happy about, to her socialistic Celestia Care health plan. And that's to say nothing of her bizarre banana-based judicial system. Yes, Republicans agree that the time of the Sun Princess is at an end. One unlikely Luna supporter, mega bazillionaire Donkey Trump, has even issued a challenge to Princess Celestia via a statement which he has proclaimed is a mega super incredible bombshell that will completely change the election forever and ever and ever.
Princess Celestia is the least transparent princess in the history of this country. It is for this reason that I have a deal for the princess. A deal that I do not believe she can refuse. If Princess Celestia agrees to release all her magic school records and applications to my satisfaction, and if they are complete, I will give to the charity of her choice, Inner City Children of Manhattan, Equestrian Hoof and Mouth Society, Trot's Research, a check for 5 million bits. Frankly, it's a check I very much want to write, and yet I will refuse to write it and deny these deserving charities a huge donation if Princess Celestia does not do this one trivial thing for my personal satisfaction and amusement. Sorry, inner city kids, that's just the way I roll.
It's a little late to be questioning Celestia's citizenship, isn't it, Mr. Trump? Considering that most of the votes have already been cast? I suspect that the donkey just likes hearing himself bray, if you know what I mean. So anyway, back to the polls. As we continue to update the numbers, everyone here is wondering which portions of Equestria are in support of Princess Luna. To help visualize this, I happen to have here an interactive map of Equestria, which I can use to quickly call up voting statistics in any area of the land. For example, I can simply touch Canterlot to bring up the voting statistics in that touch Canterlot to quickly bring up the voting statistics. Seem to be having some technical difficulties here. Touch Canterlot. Canterlot. Touch the Canterlot! Where's the instruction manual? Come on. All the times for this to happen. Interactive map of Equestria. Yeah, right. Troubleshooting. Let's see. Here we go. Troubleshooting your interactive map of Equestria, step 1. Please confirm that your interactive map of Equestria is turned on. They don't think I'm that stupid, do they? Step 2. Confirm that the interactive map of Equestria is not still in the store demo mode. Switch. Okay, looks alright to me. Step 3. Now touch the touch screen on the interactive map of Equestria where you want to see voting statistics displayed. That's the part that's not working. Stupid thing. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Additional troubleshooting steps. At this point, if all else fails, resort to a humorous montage of desperate attempts to get the thing working. Benny Hill-style theme music accompaniment is recommended.
Thank you, Tech Rat. And it looks like we've got some fresh numbers coming in. No word on the fresh bananas, though. With 40% of the vote in, the election has gotten tighter, with 49% going to both Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. Again, the remaining 2% is composed of ponies so jaded by society that they advocate Lara, a candidate completely controlled by Plank, who is in big trouble for that and won't be part of that broadcast. You hear me, Plank? Yeah, you're not going to be part of this anymore. Go get me some fresh bananas. Okay, with the vote tallies coming in, EQI is calling Las Pegasus for Princess Celestia. Big win there for the princess. We are also calling in a surprise vote. Really surprising here to come this quickly. Cloudsdale for Princess Luna. That is key. That is big, and that might have been the turning point in the election here this evening. This is huge news, but again, the election is still too close to call. We are also calling Dodge City for Princess Luna and Baltimore for Princess Celestia. Not a big surprise there. The big wins here are Las Pegasus and Cloudsdale. Key voting blocks. Now, let's go to LTT Moose now, who is standing by at Princess Celestia election headquarters. LTT Moose, big numbers coming in. What is the reaction from the Celestia camp?
Well, Joe, the mood here can be summed up in one word: stunned. Most of the ponies here had no idea that the election was going to be this close. Once Cloudsdale's results came in, the silence was palpable, only broken by the shattering of monocles, the deflating of top hats, and the occasional choking of a pony who had accidentally gasped in his victory mustache. Princess Celestia, sensing the anticipation within the room, addressed the people thusly, saying, "Have faith, my little voters. Our campaign has anticipated that Cloudsdale could have gone either way in this election. It is, and always has been, a wing state." But chump. That last part is a direct quote, by the way. She actually said, "But chump," and did that little, toothy skyward grin. I don't do it very well. She does it much better, but you get my point. Now, analysts are struggling to assign blame as to how Celestia could have lost Cloudsdale. There were scattered reports of Pegasi being given misinformation regarding their polling locations. Now, you have to remember, Pegasi, by their very nature, are an itinerant race and spend much of their time abroad, only returning to Cloudsdale for things such as sporting events, or to mock Fluttershy's flying ability. Those two usually sync up pretty well. They might be the same thing. The point is, though, that they were confused as to whether they had to return to Cloudsdale to vote or if they could remain at their current residence. Now, unreliable sources have suggested that Lunacrats would give misleading information to Pegasi who planned on voting for Celestia, sending them to the wrong location. Now, whether or not this is true, most of the blame, as always, is being assigned to Derpy Hooves. How one little gray mare could have caused such chaos, it baffles the mind. But I'm getting, what's that? Okay, we are getting confirmation from eyewitnesses as to how that took place. 1 second. Okay, it looks like when she went to go vote, she said that she found the ballot confusing and asked to vote again. How she found it confusing when there's two candidates escapes me, but then on her next attempt, she said that the print was too small and it was difficult to read. difficult to read. Right, Dirk. Okay. She voted again at that point. Okay, and then she failed to punch her hoof all the way through the ballot, thus resulting in hanging chads and invalidating the ballot. Okay, so this whole process repeated itself for several hours. The different excuses given each time. Now, none of this would have actually affected the outcome because the election staff did their job, threw away all of her ballots except for the last one. But unfortunately, oh no! Derpy Hooves was in charge of delivering the ballots to the election committee. And by mistake, she had grabbed the trash bag containing all of her faulty ballots instead of the actual bag, the mail bag, and delivered it to the election. Okay, this resulted in pure chaos at the election committee, and they had absolutely no idea how to deal with the situation. Okay, it appears to me, Joe, that no matter the results of tonight, there will be a recount. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you, LTT Moose. And thank you, Plank, for getting those fresh polling numbers. No, this doesn't mean I've forgiven you. Go get me some bananas. I'm hungry. I need a snack. All this election cover is making me hungry. Anyways, thank you, LTT Moose. And now we can go ahead and make another prediction. With now 60% of the vote in, EQI is calling the region of Tall Tale for Princess Celestia and Hollow Shades for Princess Luna. These were hotly contested regions, but it looks like they ended up swinging in that direction. This is good news for Princess Celestia, as she had looked to make the highly populated Western Coast a key voting area for her, and interesting for Luna, since the regions of Field of Canterlot have drastically shifted away from Celestia and to the Republican candidate. With Cloudsdale going to Luna, this is a good indicator that this region is locked in for Princess Luna, but with the race overall still tied at 49%, it's still too early to tell. There has been a lot of meanness on the course of this election. Hate-filled rants and commercials during the debates, which most analysts say Luna made a clear-cut option for Princess Celestia. Celestia tried to send Luna to the moon. The next week, it was Luna who tried to send Celestia to the sun. On both occasions, an unfortunate pony named Junebug was sent instead. Junebug returned from the moon with only marginal brain damage, but was instantly liquefied and torn apart on an atomic level in a fiery, explosive death that we can only assume was as long and torturous as it was glorious. Here to tell us more of the sun-explosive vitriol contained in this campaign is Mason Alcat with this week's Chomping at the Bit.
Greetings, Equestria. I am Mason Alcat, and this is Chomping at the Bit. I am here tonight to look at some of the attack ads that have been filling the airways in Equestria. I have 3 of the most recent ads. As the polls are starting to close, if there are any ponies who are still on the fence, maybe these ads will help you make the right decision. This ad is brought to you by Celestians for Progress. In the first debate, Princess Luna stated that we should not worry about the 47% of her that was evil, and that we should focus on the 53% that was good. Are we really electing 53% of a princess? The answer is no. What is to stop Luna once in office from turning back to the 47% and plunging the world into eternal darkness? With Princess Celestia, we know that we have a 100% princess whose sole purpose is to govern Equestria the way she has for half a millennia. Stay the course. Vote Princess Celestia. Do the math.
I am Princess Celestia, and I approve of this message.
That was quite interesting, don't you think? Next up, we have an ad that is sponsored by the Ponies for Banana Liberation from Forceful Banishment called Ready for a Change. This should be fun.
We are Princess Luna, and we approve this message.
Celestia has had 1,000 years to get it right, but over the past half millennia, things have only been getting worse. Plagues of parasprite roam the lands, eating everything in their path. Diamond dogs abducting helpless unicorns to do their dirty work in the mines looking for precious gems. And bananas being forcibly deported to the moon along with anyone who dare have a negative opinion about the princess. We need a new leader. One who will not skirt the issue by using the phrase, "let them eat cake," but instead work to solve the issues that are plaguing Equestria. Elect Princess Luna, a princess who knows how to work with villains from personal experience that will set Equestria on the path to prosperity. Princess Celestia has had long enough to get it right. We are ready for a change. Paid for by the PFBFFB. Lastly, we have an ad from the Lyratarian Party. After the events of the last EQI, I'm not quite sure how seriously we should take this ad. But I'm going to run it anyway just for laughs. No, I'm not reading this. Am I the only announcer voice in all of Equestria? You've got to be kidding me. What? I'll lose my union license if I don't do this? Fine. During the sit-down interview with Ivan from Equestria Inquirer, Lara laid out her plan for economic recovery and healthcare reform. What she forgot to tell us is how we were going to pay for all this. If elected, she plans to monetize muffins as a way of raising funds to pay for these programs. By her logic, muffins are easy to make, and if muffins were the currency of Equestria, they would have more than enough to pay for these programs without borrowing more bits from the Moon National Bank. Muffins for recovery.
Derpy Hooves approves of this message. Muffin.
Yeah, well, every pony and every pony, I strongly encourage you all to go out and vote. Your voice will not be heard if you don't. Do your part to put Equestria on the path to prosperity. With all of this excitement, I'm not sure Equestria is going to make it through the final tally. May the best mayor win. Back to you, Joe.
I still haven't gotten my snack plank. We're getting numbers and I have to make the... Oh, we're back. Okay. With new numbers coming in, and 80% of the vote in EQI is calling the city of Vancouver for Princess Celestia and Philadelphia for Princess Luna. You heard it right. Big surprise there for Philadelphia, but also good news for Princess Celestia in Vancouver. That shows a key trend as the western regions have gone to Celestia and outlying regions for Luna. The margins for victory in these areas were razor thin though, and the race is quickly coming to a close. The race remains tied at 49%, and there is only one voting district that is just too close to call. Ponyville. Ponyville is too tight to call, and it seems all eyes are fixed on that. TechRat, this has to be good news, bad news situation for Princess Luna.
Oh, great interactive map of Equestria. Please accept this humble sacrifice so that you may grant me your power, and that I may touch you, and that you will be interactive. Ponyma! Ponyma! Ponyma!
And LTT Moose, with the race so tight, how are things in the Celestia camp?
I'd say utter chaos, Joe. Ponies here are panicking at the thought of Luna winning the election and possibly returning to her Nightmare Moon persona, thus ushering in a new age of darkness. One of them approached me, trembling, saying, "Don't you understand? She's going to gobble us up! Like this!" She then proceeded to sever my arm in a single terror-induced bite. She took my arm, Joe. She took my arm! My backside, however, remains whole and ungobbled, and for that I am eternally grateful. Now, sensing a possible defeat, Princess Celestia has begun writing her celestial pardons. One has gone to Discord, though the envelope did contain the words, "My first love" on the envelope. I'm not quite sure what that means. The second went to Queen Chrysalis, along with a schedule of Shining Armor's vacation days. And the last went to the pony who ate my arm. Apparently, Celestia is not a fan of the Underground Pony Fight Club segment that I did last time. I am sorry. I'm going to rest.
Yes, thank you, LTT Moose, and thank you, Tech Rat. We're keeping a close eye on all of that, and we will have... Wait, we have numbers coming in? Oh! Thank you, Plank! Thank you for those numbers, Plank. No, Plank, I don't want to talk about this right now. No, look, okay, I get it. No, we're not talking about this. Thank you for the numbers, but look, okay, fine. I forgive you for trying to violently overthrow the kingdom. We're in the middle of a broadcast there. Let's talk about this later, okay? And here we have some numbers. All right. Now, with 99% of the vote cast and counted, we are prepared to call... What is... Plank? A tie? It's still a tie? The vote remains fixed. There is only one vote in Ponyville that has not been counted yet. One vote. One pony to decide the fate of Equestria. Who will she pick? Who will she go with? That one vote left is Twilight Sparkle. Will she go with the faithful princess or the voice of a reformer? Who will she pick? I just received a fire mail from Plank. Twilight has chosen. Our kingdom's path is set. With the final vote of 100% tabulation, the election for Princess of Equestria, Ponycision2012, has chosen, and the new princess is...
Thank you, my faithful subjects. On this day of voting, you have proven what that word means. Faithful. You have been faithful to the goals of peace and prosperity that my administration has strived to achieve. I know that the path we have been on has been a challenging one, and that the last years especially have been difficult. It is with that knowledge that makes your decision to continue to be faithful in me all the more powerful. I consider it a call to action. I consider it a choice of guidance. A choice of faith. Just recently, Princess Luna fire-mailed me a scroll conceding the election for Princess of Equestria. The call to action that caused her to create this election was a general dissatisfaction with both my monarchy and my policies. I accept that, and acknowledge it. So I will tell you what I told Luna. We shall work together, as ponies of light and day, as ponies who remained faithful to monarchy, and those who wanted change. And as faithful caretaker of this kingdom, I will honor that desire for greater reform, and work with Luna to ensure that all ponies live in a great kingdom. The election has divided us by disagreement over the direction of our kingdom. I will not take this as a choice in one direction or the other, but a call to action that you have remained faithful to a leader who will guide us to the path that you will unite us. You have remained faithful to me, and I will remain faithful to the prosperity and peace of ponies in all of Equestria, and will endeavor to be your faithful princess.
That was very touching. Thank you to our newly elected princess, and thank you, Equestria. Thank you for voting, and thank you for watching. As we move forward with the election in the past, we can work together to make a greater kingdom. And EQI will continue to be here, committed to offering you the most misleading, falsified, and hyperbolic news that our unreliable sources can provide. This has been the finale of Season 2 of the Equestrian Inquirer. Thank you for watching. Join us next week for Season 3's premiere of the Equestrian Inquirer and a brand new chapter in the Equestrian Inquirer. It's a new direction for our kingdom, a new season, new stories. Be there next week. I'm Joe Stevens, and this has been Ponycision2012 and the Equestrian Inquirer. Good night, and good buck.